Hello, folks. We're here in Yonkers, New York. I put on my only outdoor clothes, standing up to the summer heat. And I don't know which camera's on, so I'm just kind of talk wherever I want. And we're out here in a beautiful, I'm told, Lutheran church congregational setup that seems to have been rented for the purpose of housing the billions of canvassers that we got on over here. I've already seen lots of folks, and yes, I know you're curious. Who have I seen? Well, I don't want to name names, but I saw Sake Tanuki. That's right, motherfucker exists in real life. I'm not joking. Nice guy, had a nice hat. There's a lot of people here, really. I'm not out there doing canvassing. You can't see it. I know where the cameras are focused in on. You've got this beautiful city drop. Over there's water bottles. There's a bunch of boxed meals. Real cute. And as we speak, millions of Progressive Victory canvassers are running out there mad on the streets, storming down people's houses or whatever it is canvassers do. I gotta say, it's real exciting. I always get amped up whenever I come to events like this. Not that I've been to an event like this, but events, right? Not only because it's the only time I get vitamin D and wouldn't otherwise, but also because it's a nice reminder that stuff online translates into real life, in so far as people's interest and the willingness to get involved and change things. And it's nice to see that enthusiasm carried over. See, me, I've been streaming for 5 years, basically the hardest job anyone's ever done. I mean, astronauts, nothing in comparison. And, you've seen it all. You get a smidge jaded, and then you go outside and you see there are lots of folks who have the energy and enthusiasm that you briefly had when you were young and 28 and not old and 30. And it's just nice, it always makes me feel good. I feel good in spite of the heat. And I gotta say, folks, it is really muggy. Like, I'm not overselling that. I mean, comedic overstatement, something I enjoy. You're all aware of this. I am actively concerned about looking very sweaty right now because humidity has been pushed to its limit. If you can't see me very well, it's because a thin film of water has saturated the air between the camera lens and my person. It's rough out here, hence it's fine linen, by the way, in case you were wondering. Buck Mason, thank you. They don't pay me. They don't pay me to say the truth. I do that for free, baby. Really though. As per the event here, I'm the primary host, it seems, of the community live stream, both a celebration of what we're doing at the moment and a sort of log that we can refer to into the future because, like I said, we just sent the canvassers out, the room is only freshly emptied of them. And before they get back here for lunch, we have to we have to use the space for something. We wouldn't want to be wasteful. Now, at points, folks are going to come on, but in the meantime, I love yapping. And to be honest, yapping is waking me up a little bit. I woke up at what was, to my perception, 4 a.m. because I had to get up at 7 a.m. and it's the East Coast, but I'm used to the West Coast, so that's 4 a.m. for me. I felt, fully dead, and I had to get up early because obviously a significant portion of my wake-up time between getting up and the showering and the 30 minutes of me looking in the mirror, deciding which of the two pairs of pants that I brought with me I wanted to wear, I had to knock myself into it a little bit. So I am tired, and if I ramble a little bit, it's for that reason, and definitely not because I'm normally like that. I'm really excited for this race. The Bowman versus Latimer primary race has become the most expensive in the history of the United States for primary races. No primary race has ever gotten this expensive. We're up to near $20 million spent. The vast majority of outside money, of course, going in for Latimer, APAC, dishing out, opening the war chest, unloading their coffers onto the scene. I gotta say, folks, I'm not an ideologue. I'm not a zealot. What are our odds here? I'm not magic. I think that Latimer has a decent shot, not because the universe is fair or just, or because God exists and is looking down on us and smiling, but because he had a lot of money. I think that no amount of money can truly overwhelm on the ground popular support. And the fact that Latimer, by the way, has been eating his own foot every day probably isn't working to his benefit. I mean, the man, I think it was literally just yesterday that he was doing an interview and he said that it was something along the lines of like, Bowman has an ethnic advantage. Fully did the Mitt Romney, Barack Obama, like he's got the skin tone to win kind of thing, you know, like the bitter white guy, like I can't believe how easy it is to be a black man in America. Can you believe it? Bit. That was just yesterday, you know, really confirming some of the vibes we got from the debate that we watched between him and Bowman. Just Latimer is like an old school racist, I feel, you know, and I'm not in Britain. You know, I can say that. I'm allowed legally in America. I can say that I think he's racist. You know, they can't take that from me. I do believe it with my heart of hearts. Boy, not being able to see chat's very disarming. You know, who knows what you guys are on about? You know, oh, your fly is down. I'm being told that you're talking a lot about my legs. Now, there's nothing I can do about that, frankly. I wore shorts, and you know, am I saying that I'm asking for it? No, that's horrible, regressive logic. Now, I do think I have nice legs, and I appreciate you focusing on a feature of me that I'm proud of. I would encourage you to also think about the, you know, Bowman and Latimer primary race and everything that it signifies about the ability for PACs to influence the environment in which we, you know, live by buying candidates, which is exactly what is happening here, by the way. Like, Latimer is completely ephemeral, right? Like, I don't believe this guy believes anything, or maybe he believes that he deserves to, I don't know, be buried with the entombed organs of his servants when he dies. I mean, maybe he cares about money. I don't know. Totally inauthentic guy. This is one of the things that I like about the Justice Dems broadly, and something that I think is like not underreported on maybe, but like underappreciated, you know? The Justice Dems like Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib Aosi, Jamal Bowman feel like real people to me in the sense that they're a little bit quirky, they're a little quirked up, and you know, as a white guy, I care for that. It's, you know, sort of my aesthetic. You don't get that sort of like stodgy, stiff-necked, starched-collared, corporate, professional politician vibe that you get from, say, Latimer or a lot of other folks. It's just, it's very unnerving, I think, sometimes, the feeling that like no one actually cares. You know, Bowman cares. You know, Bowman's done a lot for this district. You know, when we got at the hotel the other day, Sam turned the radio on and it played the final few seconds of a Bowman ad, you know? And it was just like a little coincidental bit of timing, right? Like turn it on, blip, little noise, it plays the blurb. It was good. I liked it. It was very cinematic, like it would happen out of a movie. It was non-representative because apparently Latimer has been absolutely dumping TV and radio ads in this district. I mean, like you turn the television on, you get 3 minutes of Scooby-Doo, and then it's 27 minutes of Latimer telling you that, you know, I don't know, Hamas, ISIS will come for us next if they're not stopped in Gaza. It's the money divide, you know. It's money versus heart, personally. Sure, Bowman has a healthily proportioned, large heart. I don't know about Latimer. I wouldn't take any guesses. I couldn't say. I'm in a fugue state right now. I have no idea what I just said. I'm apparently going to get coffee soon, which, you know, I really should have arranged that for myself. But one thing they don't tell you about being a live streamer is that it really stunts your sort of maturity. You know, vis-a-vis like the ability to do long-term planning. You can't actually, is this real chat, everything in real life, and get like a cohesive feedback that corrects the situation. You know, I wake up and I think, oh, I'm thirsty. I could go for some coffee. I would love some caffeine right now. I can't just whine about it to the chat and then have that like happen. You're all probably familiar with this. A lot of you have real jobs, but you know, it's difficult for me out here for the divas. Hopefully you're sympathetic. It is really cool in here, I have to say. I don't know if you can see, I don't think the cameras cover it, but there's this set, right? But then behind it, there's something that looks like a big, almost like, it's not Art Deco. I defer to that word in lieu of anything else. You know, it's vaguely futurist, maybe. I want to say Italian futurism, but maybe without like the Mussoliniite fascistic connotations. It's shiny, is what I mean to say. Pipe organ, over back yonder, and the back wall, like the wall against which you would do the sermons, the Lutherans, it's a big brick wall, but the outer rim of it, like the edges where the walls connect with their adjacent walls, and the trim right before the ceiling is stained glass. Does that sound odd to you? It looks odd, but I like it. I haven't seen that before. You know, it very much not a load-bearing brick wall then if it's surrounded by glass at every end. You know, most brick walls aren't load-bearing. In fact, the traditional method for building row houses, I believe, in some parts of the northeastern United States, the two facing brick walls, the ones in the front and the back of the house, weren't load-bearing. They were actually completely ornamental. Like you could knock them down and the house would be completely fine, though the wind would blow through and you know it'd be uncomfortable, I guess, for the neighbors. But yeah, no, brick, just very pretty. People like using it for stuff, as it turns out. Bowman will bring brick back to New York District 16, is what I'm saying, basically. You know, Latimer, he's not a brick guy, more of a like carved plaster, sort of a stucco guy. Maybe on a good day a concrete guy, but for the most part, I'm thinking plaster. I'm thinking, you know, like those molded plaster outward-facing like facades to the apartment blocks that you've seen in every American city in the past 15 years. I think that's Latimer's deal. Bowman will bring brick back, and that's why you should vote for him. If you're in New York District 16, that's the only place you could vote for him. It is very warm in here.